this already. This feels like the perfect game for this type of for ASMR. Well done. Ideal for wheeled pedals. Yeah. Input wizard. Got it. But as I was saying, this feels like the perfect game for ASMR. And I just don't know why this hadn't crossed my mind already. It's like the city you want to start in. I moved the map because I downloaded the Oregon pack, the Oregon DLC. So I want to see how accurate this is. As somebody who grew up in Portland, Oregon, I don't need a tutorial. I'm very, very excited for this. The Beaver State. I personally would call it the Duck State, but that's alright. Okay. Let's see. I have not played this game in forever, so I don't really remember. Monday, 10 a.m. Current job is frozen fruits. Portland to Portland. Okay, so this is an inner city job, not a long haul job, so I'm a little bit disappointed. Oh my god. Look at that. That's a pretty accurate representation. Alright. We have to deliver a supply of frozen fruits to the docks. Okay. Oh. We're getting some weird lag here. Okay. Oh, so there's our back. There's the right side. We have a Volvo truck. Nice, that turns it on. Looks like we're coming out to the right. On the road again. I just can't wait to be on the road again. We're popping this curb for sure, but that's alright. We'll be okay. Coming out through the, what's funny is now I have to get used to, like, driving on the right side of the road again. I've just adjusted to driving on the left side of the road, finally, after like a year and a half. But now I'm back on the right again. Alright, 25 miles per hour. Oh. You know, the foliage. Getting a little bit of weird slowdowns, I don't know why. But the foliage, all of that so far is very, oh my god, I even have a blinker. Is very Oregon looking. Alright. I don't see any cars coming. So we're gonna take a wide turn here. Wait, am I just delivering it here? Yeah, it looks like I am. Okay. just gonna skip the parking. I'm not gonna park. 1 mile, 0.3 gallon, $375. That's a little bit boring. I wanna do a long haul, like give me a Portland to Eugene or a Portland to California, you know. Let's get something good. Get me on a road trip. This is your headquarters, okay? Pretty basic garage. Good luck, right? So I don't even own a truck yet. But there's my beautiful Volvo Jackrabbit trucking. And I really felt like that avatar kind of represent me. Let's look at jobs. Quick job. Coming out of Portland, let's see what's on the market. Portland to Pendleton, Portland to Eugene. Ooh, Portland to Newport is interesting. Portland to Astoria, yes. Yes, that is a road trip I've done so many times. I want to see how this stacks up to the actual drive. I absolutely love Astoria. If you've never been to Astoria, Oregon, and you're within driving distance, a couple hours of being there, I highly recommend it. One of the best burgers I've ever had in my life. I got in Astoria. This burger place called Custard King. Highly recommended. Alright. This truck is turning in. I think we're safe. I love that there's blinkers. It's such a cool little effect. Got here to the red light. Okay. You know, there was a time in my life where I considered actually being a truck driver. I have a good friend who is one, and he really likes it. Oh man, the 84 West, I used to take that freeway every single day to get to work. That's so funny. But I really love road trips and driving, and I feel like it might be like a genetic defect or something. But like I'm really good at doing long distance road trips. Like I just don't get tired, and I can drive 205 north to Vancouver. Dude, this is so accurate. I love this. This is so accurate, man. But yeah, I think it's something that's wrong with me, but I can drive and drive for hours and not get tired. The longest I've done, I've driven 28 hours straight without stopping for rest. You know, like I would stop and get gas, get food, stretch my legs or whatever, but I didn't sleep for 28 hours, and that was, you know, I can just do that and it doesn't bother me at all. So I thought being a truck driver would be a really good job for me, you know, utilize something that's kind of like a natural gift in a way. Okay, we're driving. We should be songs. That is one thing. Since moving here to Australia, I have yet to go on a road trip. I just haven't had the opportunity. I'd really like to rectify that soon. Oh. Sorry, I-5 north to Seattle. Almost missed my exit there. This is definitely looking like an accurate. Yeah, there's the Moda Center. What did they rename it? Oh, Domus Arena. That's so funny, but yeah, that's the Moda Center. That's where the Portland Trail Blazers play. That's so cool. It's so accurately modeled, and like I've driven this road right here after Blazers games so many times in my life. Oh, I'm taking this exit. So many times in my life I've been on this road. Usually I follow it that direction. I can't say that I've ever actually taken this exit here. Oh man, this is like so nostalgic. It feels like I'm, save for the fact that I'm in a big semi-truck, it feels like I'm right back home. This is really cool. There is the Columbia River. Yeah, there's downtown. If you follow that off to the left, I'm not going to take it, but if you follow this street a few exits down, go through the tunnel, you'll be right at the Oregon Zoo. Man. 45, so I'm definitely speeding a little bit here. This is so cool. I'm about to get over. Now in reality, I don't think all these signs say Astoria. I think they're doing this for the purpose of making navigation a little bit easier. Freeway ends. Okay. Man, I'm just gonna keep saying how cool it is, but Nikolai Street. I don't know if that's the real street here. But see, this usually isn't the way I would take to go to Astoria. I would usually go up through Longview and then cut over from there, going up more north. So this is actually going to be interesting because this is just something I never really did. Oh, there's your windshield wipers, okay. Oh, lights. Okay, there's your camera. Down is my map, okay. Cool. Man, I am absolutely loving this. I am like so just dumbfounded that I hadn't played this game in a video before today. I've had this sitting in my Steam library like for years and years. I don't, yeah, it just never occurred to me. I love the reflections there, the mirrors. Wow. The only thing I'll say, it's 12. Oh, it's almost noon. This would have way more traffic. Way more traffic. Around noon, this would be absolutely slammed through here. So that's a little bit unrealistic, but beyond that, the foliage, the street signage, all of that is spot on. Like, it feels like, the graphics are a little bit better. I feel like I'm right back, where I grew up. Welcome to Oregon. That's funny, so we were in Washington for a skosh, I suppose. I've always wondered, which state technically, is in charge of the Columbia River. Because it's, kind of between the two, but I don't think either state, it's technically within their state line. I don't know, I've always been curious about that. I assume Oregon, just because Portland has more money and resources than Vancouver, but I don't know. Welcome to Astoria. Astoria discovered. This is really cool. Now, of course, this is where they filmed Goonies, as well as Kindergarten Cop. Oh yeah, this dude. That is such an accurate rendition of the Maritime Museum. I've been there so many times in my life. This is so trippy. I'm gonna get in this right lane. Down to 20, man. Yeah, there's that. Oh, wow. This is so accurate. This is so cool, man. My fiance and I, we've actually talked about, if we have a daughter, naming her Astoria, because when she came and visited me, when I still lived in the States, we drove over here to Astoria and had an absolutely beautiful day here. Just a beautiful date, good food, just an amazing day together. And, we thought that could be a really nice name for our theoretical daughter. For the longest time, I always thought I would prefer to have a boy, actually, but I don't know, kind of recently I've been coming around on the idea of having a daughter. Feels like it might be a little bit easier. I don't know. Wow, and there's that bridge. I don't know if it's this bridge or the bridge in Lincoln City. I can't remember which, but it drops down super low to the water. Yeah, I don't think it's this one. It might be the Newport Bridge or Lincoln City Bridge. It's one of those bridges heading out around the beach, the Oregon coast, but Aberdeen, that's where Kurt Cobain grew up. Honestly, a pretty depressing town, Aberdeen. A lot of drug abuse and just really bad stuff going on out there. I had a guy I knew in high school. He wasn't my friend or anything, but he was a musician who was absolutely obsessed with Kurt Cobain. And because of that, he ended up moving to Aberdeen. Just because he's like, I'm going to go to Aberdeen and make music and I'll be like Kurt Cobain. And it was such a big mistake. The dude has gotten into some really bad stuff since moving there, because it's just a really, I'm sorry if any of my viewers are from Aberdeen, Washington. I don't mean to trash talk it too much, but it's just not the best. I'd much rather live in Astoria, even though, living in coastal towns, you have your own problems, seasonal economies. It's terrible on your car, that salt air, all that sort of stuff. I think I take this right. I lied. Going down here. Alright. I'm bringing it in here. Alright, I'm just gonna let it park for me. I'm terrible at parking in this game. I got 2,600 bucks, 190 XP. What's a convoy? I don't want to know. Let's do another job. From Astoria to Goose Bay. Goose Bay, man. Bend the Dalles. Eugene. What road will that take if I go to Eugene? Let's go to Newport, and then let's go to Newport to Eugene. Newport, $5,000. That's a good job. Oh, that's Portland to Newport. Oh, I thought it was gonna be where I was from right now. That sucks. Alright, well, either way, we're gonna go see Newport, Oregon. I haven't been to Newport that much, to be honest. Just a handful of times. But it is a cool area. Pretty close to Lincoln City, so most of the time if I'm down in Newport, I'm just spending time in Lincoln City because I prefer it there. Down near the Rogue Brewery. Alright. This is a tight squeeze getting out of here. Oh, we have a double trailer too. Oh man, we have a double. Alright. This is gonna be tricky. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We're gonna do what they say can't be done, but we're in a Mack truck today. We got a bed. Obviously I'm not a truck driver, but I've just always liked the Volvo trucks. I don't know why. Alright, we'll signal. Nobody coming from the right. Peek our head out a little bit. Alright, we're safe. Yeah, this double trailer, we're gonna have to be a little bit more careful. Oh, we have a train coming through. Also, been a train driver on this channel. First I was a train driver. Now I'm a truck driver. I think the craziest road trip I ever did, I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we had driven down to Las Vegas for a couple weeks, and it was the last day of our trip. It's picking people up. It was the last day of our trip, and that morning we woke up. Checkout was at 11, whatever, we check out. And we were like, do you want to go to Disneyland? And we were like, yeah, let's do it. So we check out of Las Vegas. I think we were staying at the MGM Grand at 11. And then from there to Disneyland's about a 4-hour drive. So I drove to Disneyland, got there about 3 p.m. Got tickets, went inside. We were at Disneyland until closing, which I want to say was either 10 or 11 p.m. And so I had obviously had been awake since 11 a.m. It's now 12 hours later. And then I drove all the way home, straight shot, from Disneyland after being there all day. We didn't trade off driving. I think she slept pretty much the whole way home. Oh, this is America. We can turn right on a red, baby. So you can't do that in Australia. Well, obviously it wouldn't be a right, it'd be a left, but you can't even do that in Australia. But yes, I think that one's probably the craziest I've done, because from Disneyland to Portland to our house was about an 18-hour drive. So, I was up for, I don't even want to think about the hours I was awake straight. And I remember driving back, I had the craziest interaction. This police officer pulled us over as we were driving through the mountain passes. I want to say it was like 4 in the morning or something like that. No cell service, like really up in the mountains. He pulled us over. He said I didn't signal a lane change, which I know is not true. And then he was kind of like looking around in the car, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing driving out here right now?" And I told him, I was like, "Oh, I'm driving home. We've been at Disneyland, we were in Vegas, yada yada yada." And he like wanted to see proof that we actually lived in Portland. And he's like, "Oh, do you have proof that you were in Disneyland?" And I was like, yeah, and I found my, like, parking ticket for parking in the, Mickey Mouse parking garage, or whatever it was. And he was like, "Oh, okay, I guess, I can let you go." Like, he was gonna arrest me for an incorrect, like, not signaling a lane change or something. And he was like, "Drug smugglers drive over these passes, so it was just suspicious that you were driving over these passes at this time of night." And it's like, dog, if you're going from California to Oregon, you have to drive over these passes. So, of course, the drug smugglers are. Everybody is. It was just the most ridiculous thing. Like, I was so mad. Dude literally pulled me over for no reason. Yeah, that was probably my worst police experience that I've had on a road trip. My best one, driving from, I think is when I was driving to Denver. But I don't remember exactly, but I want to say it's when I was driving to Denver. I stopped over in Salt Lake City, Utah, to get some In-N-Out. Because, we don't have at the time we didn't have In-N-Out Burger in Oregon, now we do. But we didn't have In-N-Out Burger, and Salt Lake City has one. And as I was leaving the Salt Lake City, or as I was leaving the In-N-Out to get back on the freeway and keep heading towards Denver, there was like stoplights heading towards the freeway, like on ramp, and then a stop sign coming out of the parking lot, and the light had just turned green, and there was like a huge line of cars waiting to, go through the intersection and get on the freeway. I was stopped at the stop sign. So I kind of jumped the stop sign a little bit and speed out to get in front of those cars so I could get onto the freeway, which I recognize is, completely against the law, so I'm not arguing that. But, my great and fantastic luck, the car front of the line at that red light coming through the intersection behind me was a Salt Lake City police officer who pulled me over, and he was extremely condescending, as he had every single right to be. He was like, hey, so, there was a stop sign back there, and I was like, yeah, I know, and, I was honest. I told him that I was trying to beat the line of cars to get, onto the on-ramp, and he just goes, you know what you're supposed to do at a stop sign, don't you? Just, like I said, totally condescending, but, he let me off with a warning. So, to this day, I will always, be supportive of the Salt Lake City Police Department. They could have written me quite the ticket there, I reckon, but they elected not to, and I am very, very grateful to that officer that he didn't. Coming back through Portland here, we're going south towards Salem. This is an exit I've taken many years, many times over the years. Growing up, a lot of my extended family lived down in Salem, so, there's the cable car going up to OHSU. I've never actually ridden it. I've always wanted to. It's kind of bittersweet. I realize now that I've moved away from the U.S., there's a lot of things, even in my, home area around Portland, that I never did that I want to do. I've, discovered new things that I want to do. But after I left and moved over here to Australia, my family, my parents, and my brother, who also lived in the area, they all moved away to different states. So I now have no real reason to go back and visit Portland because my family is no longer living there. So man, there's these things that I should have done that I, just never did. And I'm sure at some point I probably will go back just for, if anything, just to watch a Blazers game again. That's definitely something I want to do. Once I have a kid, I want to take them to a Blazers game. Even if none of my family lived there anymore, I think it'd be really cool to show them where I grew up, but it is kind of bittersweet in that way. Exit 256, that's so funny. I've taken exit 256 many times in my life. Welcome to boring Salem, Oregon. Now, not boring Oregon, that is a different city, but Salem, Oregon is very, very boring. Not a lot to do there. Got a car. And I plan on going back to the US to watch the World Cup in 2026. That's on my list. But I'm probably gonna be going to Seattle, so I guess you can take a day trip down to Oregon from Seattle. That's not that bad, but yeah, I'm probably gonna be getting a hotel in Seattle and staying out there and just watching all of the World Cup matches that happen to be in Seattle. But that is one thing on my bucket list that's kind of a non-negotiable for me, and I'm really excited to get out there. And I have some friends we all like made an agreement years ago, when the World Cup in 2026 comes to the US, we're gonna be going to matches together. So we're going to Newport, exit 233. We still have about an hour left on this journey. That's not our exit, is it? Yes, it is. A little bit of a last minute exit there, but I wasn't 100% sure if that was ours or not. Oh, this is gonna be sketchy, especially with this double. Come up here on the Chrysler and park the truck. Yeah, I have many times in my life sat here. Well, not many times, handful of times sat here to take this turn to head towards Newport. Like I said, I usually would go hit up and then just start driving down the coast instead of going south and going over. Just because personally I like to drive down the Pacific Coast Highway more. Just because it's a more scenic route, even though it's a little bit slower. Alright. This is absolutely looking gorgeous out here. Loving the trees. Airport Road down there. Heading towards Toledo and Newport. Now, this foliage through here is usually, like in real life, it's a little bit thicker than this. I'd say it's actually considerably thicker than this. At nighttime, it can get super, super dark out here because the trees are just completely blocking out what little light there is. But obviously, to help with performance and things like that, the game thins it out a little bit, so I understand that. This is realistic because you even have the car parked on the side of the road because somebody is just like camping out in the woods off the side of the road. It's very common out in this area. People just like pull off and just set up a tent like just 10-20 feet off the roadside. I've even done it a few times myself. It can get a little bit sketchy. Like, this is the area where you drive out here at night and you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe Bigfoot does exist. It's that type of vibe. But, yeah, that's very common, just camping out in whatever little clearing you can find. Most of the time, though, when I would go camping, I'd go camping up in a place called Cougar in Washington. And there was this little hole-in-the-wall, like, cafe attached to the only gas station in Cougar. That was like your only hint of civilization. It took like an hour to get down to it from where the camping area was. But they made I don't know if it's just because it was so remote, it just hit different. But they made the best pizza. Obviously it's not the best pizza, but for being out in the middle of nowhere, you've been camping all weekend eating, campfire hot dogs, whatever else, you smell like smoke. You come down off the mountain, you roll in, and you grab a pizza from this little cafe. It just hit different, We're about to get a big payday here. this one, because maybe not, there's no traffic coming. Alright, let's go here. And now we gotta pull in. Pull in here. There we go. Okay. One last one. Ooh, unassigned skill points. Long distance fuel economy. Let's improve our long distance. Alright, we're gonna do one last job because I want to go to Eugene. Astoria to Eugene. Because I want to see if they have Autzen Stadium. Newport to Eugene. That's a short drive. We're already in Newport. We get $2,600. I'm excited for this one. Alright. Looks like we're coming out here. To the left, what kind of trailer do we have? We have a single. Oh, we're in an old truck too, an Eagle. Oh wow, this is fancy. You have the bed, you have like, it looks like a refrigerator. The wood panel, this is kind of fancy. I like this. I might like this better than the Volvo. This is a tight squeeze getting out of here though, I tell you what. Oh, look at that around the water with the boats. Oh no, we're stuck. This is the problem. Oh boy. Okay. Yep. Oh boy, we're just hitting everything. And okay, we got it. Just pull it through. There we go. Calculated. Oh, look at that. Newport Bay. Beautiful water. Beautiful day. What are we even hauling? I don't even know what we're hauling. Probably frozen fruit again. But I really want to go to Eugene, of course, home of the Oregon Ducks. Because I want to see if Autzen Stadium and the rest of that campus is modeled. A campus I have been to many times over the years, going there. My very first football game, I was down at Autzen Stadium back in 2005, 2006, watching the Oregon Ducks in a rivalry game against the University of Washington Huskies. And the Ducks absolutely blew them out that game. It was fantastic. You know, I was a little bit young, so it was a little bit overwhelming, but being in that crowd at a college game, you know, at a college rivalry game, being in that atmosphere was just absolutely electric. I loved it so much. And my dad, you know, being able to share that with me. My dad's a huge Oregon Ducks fan. Like half of his wardrobe are just, you know, University of Oregon t-shirts, polos, golf shirts, things like that. You know, so for him, being able to share that with me, I know is really important, and I loved, being able to share that with him too. Which is why I said, for me it's important when I do have a kid, whether it's my son or daughter, they don't get a choice in the matter, but going back to the States and taking them to a Portland Trailblazers game, taking them to a Seattle Seahawks game, because I don't know yet if at some point in the future I'm moving back to the United States or not, or settling down long term here in Australia. We've looked at moving to Japan even, so I don't know, but I want to make sure that I instill those experiences that were foundational to me for, my future progeny. The fact that this speed limit here is 35 is an absolute, it's spitting in God's face. That's all I'm going to say. Honestly, 35 mile an hour speed limits should be outlawed everywhere. It's such a stupid speed. Any place where the speed limit is 35, it would be just as fine if it was 45. That's my hot take. I don't even know where this is supposed to be. We're leaving Newport. Oh. Oh, that turns the truck off. Right click turns my truck off. Okay, I'll stop clicking that. I thought it might have been the horn. Sorry, everybody. My bad. Oh, that guy's trying to pass me in his Tesla. Had to give him a quick little honk honk. Maybe they're trying to say this. I don't even know where they think this is. Heading south towards Eugene. I don't even know. It didn't give us like a discovered thing, so. Historic Bayfront. We have an arcade. I don't know where this is supposed to be. I do like that there's gas stations, so assuming like if you're on a longer haul, like overnight trip. Oh, I need to get in that right lane though. Sir. Jesus. Yeah, get in front of me. See, I understand now why truck drivers are always so miserable. Because people like this black truck who just refuse to allow the truck to get in front of them. It's terrible. Oh, this is good. We're both stuck here at the red light, huh? Well, guess what, pal? I'm just laying on that horn behind this truck. Let me get real close to him, too. Oh, that's satisfying. Okay. Toledo and Albany are this way. This is a very long red light. Oh, I guess we're waiting for the turns. Yep. Alright. Oh, I had my wrong turn signal on. Because of course I did. Boston, Massachusetts, 3,365 miles. I would wager that that sign does not actually exist there. That's very funny, though. I know some places do put like humorous little distance markers out, but I can't recall ever seeing any in Oregon before. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I probably am. I am about a lot of things. it's interesting because in this game the map is obviously like compressed, right, to make the distances more easily manageable in real time, or also take hours and hours and hours to drive through this map. You know, and it would be hundreds of gigabytes. But I do wonder either if there is like an uncompressed, larger version of these maps, or if there's even like a market for a video game where they are larger, you know, maybe not massively so, but this drive here from Newport to Eugene would take me maybe 45 minutes instead of like 10 minutes, you know? I don't know, just a thought. I think part of me, you know, obviously not all the time, and it would be a setting that I'd want to be able to turn on or off, but I think, you know, if I was in a certain mood, if you give me a real size, you know, life-size scale of the map, if it's a short enough distance, I don't think I'd be opposed to that, really. But we're an hour and a half out from Eugene at this point. Got about a half tank of gas. It's interesting that we're taking these sort of back roads. Maybe because we're going from Newport, I don't know, but I feel like there should be a more direct way than this to get over to Eugene. I don't really know. And Eugene is really interesting too because the town itself is, you know, like this very liberal college town, and you know, because of the exchange students, you see a lot of really nice, expensive cars and you know, things like that driving around. But you go like 5 minutes outside of Eugene and it's just the absolute sticks, and you know, people are wearing their Carhartt and they're, you know, chewing tobacco, like they're just straight up you know, like redneck types. And it's just such a funny dichotomy. I remember driving home, I stopped over at a gas station just outside Eugene because I didn't want to go into the city itself and deal with the, you know, the stop signs and whatever else. So, because it's Oregon, they have to have an attendant pump your gas. You're not allowed to do it yourself. And the guy who was helping me was just like the most stereotypical, like, rednecky type guy, and that's not an insult. Like, I love those type of people. But he had overalls, he was smoking a cigarette, he had a mullet, and like the dude just absolutely rocked. It was just funny because, like, you know, 5 minutes away, it's a bunch of college kids and stuff like that. No, just a really, just a funny observation. But it looks like we are now coming into Eugene. I want to see if they have the Matthew Knight Arena. I want to see if they have Autzen Stadium. All that stuff. Although, I don't know, maybe if we're not going near the campus, we won't see it. I don't know. Be a little bit disappointing. Ooh, RV. Headlight usage offense. Oh, is it because they're not on? My bad. Had to pop those headlights on. Yeah, see, that's the Eugene exit, but we seem to be... Nope, we're going miss it. Yeah, I think this was the right move. Headlight usage offense. Why am I getting... I have my headlights on. Don't I? Yeah, I do. I don't know why I'm getting dinged for that. Oh, alright, buddy. I think I need to get over. Yeah. See, I think I have a feeling the way we're going, we're not gonna see the campus, which is a little bit disappointing. Because that's really what I was hoping to accomplish here. But I guess we'll see. 6th Avenue. It looks like this is our exit. Oop, don't hit that. Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna be down on campus, which is a little bit annoying. That's the only reason I took this job, was to hopefully see Autzen Stadium, but that's alright. Let's go drop off this load and I'll probably call it a day. Pull it in here. There we go. Confirm. There we go. $2,658. I have made 11 grand. I have a total of 12,305 bucks. That's not a bad deal, I don't think, but I have been playing this for about an hour now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this almost every single day. Till next time, guys. Bye bye.